Hello everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a new, not top 5 but top 10 this time, top 10 of the biggest and worst cupola in this goddamn game mounted on tanks as you requested in stream. So let's not lose too much time and jump directly into it. Number 10, AMX 30B. I put it in the number 10 because even if this tank has some huge cupola that most of tier 10s can go through with HE, it's not the worst, because thanks to the mobility of the AMX 30B, you can easily, with some techniques like peekaboo or circling etc, make sure nobody will hit your cupola. That's why it's in 10 position, but still a pretty bad one. But let's face it, if this tank didn't have a cupola, it would be completely broken. Number 9, T95E6. I know it still has a huge cupola, and I was quite surprised when Wargaming announced this tank, knowing that the T125, for example, which is a Tech Tree tank, received a cupola buff by just simply removing it, and it's not the case for the T95E6. But Wargaming made a good compromise, because this turret, this cupola, is quite hard to penetrate if you don't aim right at the middle of it. That's why it's in the number 9 position. Number 8, T95E2, the American Tier 8 medium tank. Why is it only here and not a bit further in the top? Just because on this tank it's so shitty, the armor sucks so much, you don't even have to aim at the cupola to penetrate. That's why it's here. The tank sucks, let's face it. Therefore, you just can shoot at the turret cheeks and you're gonna penetrate anyway. That's why the cupola is not really relevant, making it into this top at this number 8 place. Number 7, the Chieftain T95, because if you remove the cupola on this tank, it will probably be one of the best tier 8s ever. But Wargaming decided to balance it by adding it a cupola which is extremely easily to penetrate. That's why it's here at the number 6 position, because without this cupola it would be broken, but with this cupola, sorry, it makes it just a regular tank, just above average. Number 5, the T124, and you already know why this tank is here. Everybody at tier 10 is gonna try to get your cupola no matter what they can see on the tank. Everybody wants this cupola and they have the right to do so because it's so easy to go through that. It's the easiest, or at least one of the easiest weak points I have ever seen on a tank at tier 10. Clearly this tank deserves to be in the top 5, because you're gonna see that the further we're going, the harder it's gonna take to not rage with the tanks having these huge cupolas. Number 4, the Tortoise. Unlike the T124, with the Tortoise you can actually bounce shots if you manage to angle it correctly, which is clearly not the case of the E4. But here, as they added one big cupola on the right of the tank, it makes it incredibly hard to play it. Therefore, you're gonna have to adapt your gameplay over that goddamn cupola, trying to show only the side of your armor, which doesn't include this cupola, or else you're gonna get penetrated by everything. So good luck with that. What is worse than having one cupola, having 4 of them? I know the 2 at the front of the tank are not really cupolas, but I count them as well on the KV5 because it's just what makes it completely irrelevant today. Because of these huge ass cupolas, the tank armor is not even good right now because of this. Everybody's gonna go through, they're gonna shoot either the left side or the right side. I mean, pretty much at every angle you're gonna see these 4 goddamn cupolas, making this tank irrelevant, and that's why nobody is playing it anymore. Number 3, the SAU-40. We already talked about this tank in the top ugliest tanks, but here we see it again for the biggest cupolas. I mean, look at this. It's not even a cupola, it's a fucking tower, man. Everybody is gonna go through, but Wargaming at least did some effort concerning the tank because they finally buffed it a little bit, at least on the armor, so now it's a bit harder to penetrate it, and let's face it, at tier 4, not a lot of players will have the reflex to shoot at your cupola instead of the whole tank. Number 2, 88. you just take one of the strongest armored tank at tier 6, you put it a huge cupola which makes all the armor irrelevant, and you have the 88. That's the main problem I have with this tank. Even if Wargaming buffed it, it's still quite weak. Everybody is gonna go through that huge cupola, which can be penetrated by pretty much everyone at every angle because it's fucking round. GG Wargaming. That's not the proudest moment for British engineering, but that's how it is. And finally, number 1, ARLV39. I'm so glad French won this worst cupolas ever challenge. Yes, it has the worst, and I'm gonna tell you why. At tier 6, everybody can go through that with HE, which means KV2s will one-shot you, Smashers will one-shot you, SUs 100Y are gonna take at least 70% of your HPs. Everybody's gonna go through it, and the tank is not even that good. It's gonna be a nightmare, and I guarantee you that if you have some free XP, you better not play the ARL and go straight to the AMX AC46. This video is now over. Tell me in the comments what are the worst cupolas you've ever seen on tanks, and we're gonna discuss it. Hope you enjoyed. If that's the case, feel free to subscribe, like and share, and I'm gonna see you soon, probably for a video or a new stream. See ya guys.